Why do the kindest, most genuine people often walk alone? Why does the world seem to reject those who carry the most light? And why does it feel like your presence pushes people away? Even when all you offer is love, you find yourself alone. Friends are few, true companionship feels distant, and financial stability seems out of reach. Relationships don't flow easily, success feels like it's always just out of grasp. And yet, you know you're not ordinary. Deep inside, there's a light, a strength, a truth that sets you apart. The truth is, you are very intelligent, deeply aware, and spiritually evolved. And that brilliance, it shines. But light, pure, bright, revealing light, can make people uncomfortable, especially those still holding on to hidden darkness within. In this video, we're going to explore the sacred, often painful path of the chosen ones, those called to a higher level of spiritual evolution. We'll look at why chosen ones so often find themselves walking alone, disconnected from the world, and struggling to form meaningful relationships. We'll also explore why financial struggles are a recurring theme, especially in a society that measures success by material wealth. But more importantly, we'll discover how these very struggles, your loneliness, your lack, can become your greatest source of strength and transformation. These trials are not a punishment. They are tools to shape you into who you were always meant to be. Yes, many people today feel isolated and financially burdened. But what if those who are alone and broke are actually some of the most spiritually powerful individuals walking this earth? You are powerful. You are rare. You are not broken. You are just set apart. You may be misunderstood, but that doesn't mean you are wrong. You may be struggling, but it doesn't mean you're failing. You live above the norms of this world, and because of that, you're often unseen and unheard by the masses. But what if your loneliness was never random? What if it's a necessary part of your preparation? As a chosen one, your presence has impact. Your energy speaks before your words ever do. And that energy reveals truth. Truth that many aren't ready to see. You might wonder, why, when I'm loving and sincere, do people pull away? Why do I feel invisible in a world I so desperately want to connect with? Why does no one truly understand me? Let me assure you, your loneliness is not a flaw. It's a reflection of your vibration. You carry a spiritual frequency that's uncommon. And while that frequency draws some people in, it also repels others, especially those operating from fear, insecurity, or superficiality. You are a mirror, and your light reflects what others are trying to hide. It makes them feel exposed, even if all you did was show up. This is why many of your relationships are short-lived or tense. It's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because your energy brings truth. And truth, for many, is too hard to handle. People may distance themselves from you, sometimes without even knowing why. They don't reject you. They reject the uncomfortable truth your presence brings to light. Imagine this. Someone has lived in a dimly lit room for years. They've grown used to the shadows, to the familiar blur. Now picture you walking into that room with a bright, blazing light. Suddenly everything is visible. The beauty, but also the dust, the clutter, the imperfections that were once hidden in the dark. That's what your presence does. And now you might wonder, what exactly is this light? Why does it make people uncomfortable, even afraid? Let's delve deeper into the spiritual mechanics behind this mysterious experience. We've seen how your inner light, your spiritual energy, can unsettle others by exposing the parts of themselves they try to hide. But what happens when that light doesn't just reveal, it begins to transform the space around you? When you, as a chosen one, enter someone's life, your presence carries a spiritual light that does more than just shine. It reveals, it uncovers the parts of people they've buried, sometimes even from themselves. These may be unresolved emotional wounds, insecurities they've masked, or deep-rooted fears they've never addressed. And suddenly, without warning, your energy brings all of it to the surface. This confrontation can be deeply uncomfortable for them, not because of anything you've done, but simply because your presence acts as a mirror. So what do they do? Many choose to step away, to protect themselves from what they're not yet ready to face. Now, this doesn't mean that your relationships are doomed or hopeless, but it does mean that only certain people, those truly willing to grow, to heal, and to confront their own darkness, will be able to stay in your life. And that's why your circle may remain small, but it will be powerful, authentic, and spiritually aligned. Another key reason chosen ones often find themselves alone lies in a hidden energy imbalance. Your energy is rare, vibrant, magnetic, and uplifting. People are naturally drawn to it. They feel lighter, more inspired, simply by being around you. But not everyone who seeks your light is capable of giving anything back. Some people unconsciously come close to you just to receive, without realizing they're taking. And you keep giving your love, your encouragement, your energy, without receiving anything in return. Over time, that kind of one-sided exchange leaves you feeling emotionally drained, mentally foggy, and spiritually depleted. Ever notice how certain people leave you feeling tired, anxious, or even down after spending time with them? That's not your imagination. That's an energy imbalance. These individuals are feeding off your light, but they have no light of their own to return. It's not always intentional, but the result is the same: exhaustion, disconnection, and burnout. That's why many chosen ones eventually start pulling back. They become more selective with their time, their conversations, and their company. Solitude becomes not just a preference, it becomes a survival mechanism. And let me be clear, this isn't selfish. It's necessary. You cannot keep pouring into others if your own well is dry. If no one is contributing to your spirit, your peace, your energy, it's better to walk alone than to be surrounded by people who slowly drain your soul. For chosen ones, solitude is more than silence. It is sacred. It is the environment where true transformation happens. In that quiet space, away from noise and pressure, you begin to hear your own soul again. You face old wounds, uncover forgotten truths, and begin the slow, powerful work of healing. Yes, it can be painful. Yes, you may feel lonely. But this solitude is not punishment. It is your personal sanctuary of growth. In this sacred space, you reconnect with the divine. You face your inner world without distraction. And through that process, the deepest breakthroughs begin to emerge. Many chosen ones carry emotional wounds from childhood, past relationships, or painful chapters of life. These unresolved hurts form invisible barriers, making it hard to build truly deep connections with others. That's why alone time is not a luxury for you. It's a requirement. Healing takes time. It takes patience. It takes a kind of gentle self-love that only you can offer yourself. So when the loneliness creeps in, remind yourself, it's not abandonment, it's alignment. And as you spend more time in this quiet, healing space, a powerful shift begins. Because through your isolation, something unexpected happens. You begin to awaken to your greater calling. As we discovered, solitude isn't punishment. It's a sacred space where healing begins. But even more than healing, solitude is also about preparation and divine alignment. Solitude isn't just a season of recovery. It's a divine classroom. It's the space where you, as a chosen one, are being molded into the person you were always meant to be. This period of stillness is not accidental. It's part of a greater plan, a plan written by the divine, a blueprint that often begins in isolation. During these moments of separation, You're not being forgotten. You're being prepared. Prepared for something bigger, something eternal. Think of solitude as a spiritual boot camp. It's where your resilience is built, your awareness is sharpened, and your soul is stretched. Yes, you're healing your wounds, but you're also shedding ego, breaking through fear, and releasing doubt. All of it, so you can align with your truest essence, your divine identity. It's no wonder many chosen ones feel restless in this season. You may feel like you're just waiting for something to shift, for doors to open, for life to finally begin. But what if the waiting isn't wasted time? What if the waiting is the work? The universe is aligning things behind the scenes. Your energy, your purpose, your relationships, even your opportunities. So when the moment comes, you won't. Just walk into your calling. You'll rise into it fully equipped. This season is also an invitation to deepen your self-knowledge, to rediscover your gifts, to explore your passions, to reconnect with your inner voice and strengthen your trust in the divine flow of your life. Everything you're doing right now, every moment of quiet, every delay, is building the foundation for what's coming next. And then there's this other struggle, the financial one. Let's address the elephant in the room: money. Many chosen ones find themselves financially struggling despite being talented, intelligent, and hardworking. You see, might feel like no matter how much effort you pour in, you're still living paycheck to paycheck, still falling short, still wondering why others seem to thrive while you can barely stay afloat. Why is that? Because as a chosen one, your life doesn't follow the same patterns as everyone else's. You walk a different path, a higher path, guided not by profit but by purpose. And often, that purpose doesn't fit neatly into society's model for wealth. You aren't driven by materialism. You don't chase money for money's sake. You value truth, authenticity, spiritual fulfillment, and impact over income. That means you may turn down high-paying jobs that conflict with your values. You may choose careers that light your soul on fire, but barely pay the bills. You prioritize growth, meaning people, and sometimes that comes at a financial cost. But hear this clearly. Your struggle isn't failure. It's a sign that you're living in alignment with something bigger. You are here to heal, to teach, to uplift, to create, to bring light into dark places. And those things don't always come with a six-figure salary, yet still, they are priceless in the realm of purpose. Another reason financial difficulty follows chosen ones is energetic misalignment. You are vibrating on a higher frequency. Your work is rooted in healing, service, and transformation. And traditional wealth-building methods, they often operate on an entirely different frequency: competition, ego, and accumulation. So when your energy and the world's systems don't match, the flow of money becomes inconsistent. But don't be discouraged, because your journey with money isn't about fitting into the world's systems. It's about learning how to align abundance with your soul's mission. And in the next part of this journey, we'll explore how that very alignment between your spirit and your supply can shift everything when you begin to understand money not just as currency, but as energy. Previously, we explored how traditional wealth paths often don't resonate with the chosen ones, and how financial struggle may actually reflect deeper alignment with spiritual values. Now, let's take a deeper look at why this disconnect exists, and how it's guiding you towards something higher. As a chosen one, your purpose often feels at odds with traditional ways of creating wealth. Paths like climbing the corporate ladder, chasing stock market gains, or starting a business purely for profit may feel hollow or energetically misaligned. These methods often prioritize external success over internal truth, and for someone on a higher spiritual path, that disconnect becomes unbearable. It's not that you're incapable, it's that your soul resists anything that doesn't feel true. So what happens? You hit energetic blocks. You try to make things work the normal way, but progress feels slow, forced, or unfulfilling. Financial abundance seems just out of reach, not because you're not worthy, but because the methods you're using were never meant for your spiritual design. But here's the good news. This doesn't mean that prosperity is off the table for you. It simply means you're being called to create wealth differently, in ways that align with your higher purpose. Rather than focusing on profit for profit's sake, you are being guided to focus on creating value, on offering your gifts, your talents, your healing, and your wisdom in service to others. And when you do that with integrity and trust, the universe responds. Provision comes, not always in predictable ways, but in aligned ways. One of the most significant reasons chosen ones often feel broke is this. Their purpose doesn't revolve around the pursuit of money. They are here to illuminate, to uplift, to awaken others, and those missions rarely follow the path of quick success or flashy reward. Whether you're a teacher, a healer, an artist, or a spiritual guide, your work may not always translate into immediate wealth, but it carries immeasurable value in the spiritual realm. And yes, this path may require sacrifices. You may have to turn down higher-paying opportunities that clash with your values. You might walk away from comfortable careers to follow a quiet, whisper within. But these sacrifices are not in vain. They are refining your soul, teaching you creativity, resilience, and divine trust. You're not here to chase money. You're here to embody purpose. True wealth for you comes from alignment. It's found in doing work that honors your calling, in creating from your heart, and in living a life that reflects your soul. This inner wealth will, in time, lead you to the kind of external abundance that doesn't compromise your integrity, but reflects your evolution. And then there's something even deeper. Many chosen ones carry financial blocks that originate not just from this life, but from generations past. Bold beliefs like money is evil or we never have enough live in your subconscious, passed down like family heirlooms, silent but powerful. These inherited beliefs can form energetic barriers that push abundance away, even as you work harder and try more. Sometimes these blocks surface during spiritual awakening, demanding to be healed. And the process? It's hard, it's messy, but it's necessary. You may have experienced financial trauma in your past, loss, betrayal, instability, that left scars on your relationship with money. Or perhaps you've been carrying the weight of your family's financial story in your energy field generation after generation. But here's the truth. You were chosen to break the cycle, to end the story of struggle, to heal what came before you, and shift the vibration for those who come after. This is sacred work. And yes, it can leave you feeling vulnerable, but that vulnerability is part of the transformation, because once these blocks are cleared, once your energy is realigned with abundance, doors will open, opportunities will come, and they will be aligned with your soul, not forced by the world. But before that abundance flows freely, there is one more test, a test not of effort, but of faith. Let's now explore why financial struggle is often the universe's way of strengthening your trust in the unseen and preparing you to receive what's truly meant for you. Previously, we uncovered how your financial challenges are not signs of failure, but invitations to heal, realign, and step into a new way of living. Now, we dive deeper into how these trials are actually training you to rely on a higher source, divine abundance. This season of financial struggle is more than just a hardship, it's a sacred test. It's designed to teach you how to rely on spiritual abundance, not just material wealth. Yes, it's challenging, but within the challenge lies a powerful lesson: faith. These financial limitations are not proof that you're on the wrong path. They're a divine opportunity to learn how to trust the universe, even when the evidence in front of you says otherwise. Can you believe your needs will be met, even when your bank account says not enough? When you lean fully into that kind of faith, you unlock a flow of provision that isn't tied to the systems of this world. You're no longer operating by earthly standards. You're aligning with a higher plan. This hardship, it's temporary, and it's preparing you for something far greater than just financial comfort. The universe is testing your resilience, shaping you, refining you, and ensuring that you're ready for the sacred role you were born to fulfill. Just as solitude shapes you into someone capable of deeper relationships, financial lack prepares you for soul-aligned abundance. This lack is not punishment, it's preparation. Without the distractions of wealth, you're forced to go inward, to listen, to trust, to deepen your connection with the divine. And in doing so, you begin aligning with your true essence, your life purpose. Think of this as the cocoon phase, the still, silent place before transformation. You are not stuck. You are evolving. During this time, the universe is asking you to release the old, to shed limiting beliefs, outdated habits, and patterns that no longer serve your highest good. It's painful, it's raw, but it's necessary, because you're being readied for a purpose that will touch lives far beyond your own. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. The abundance that awaits you is not small. It's not shallow. It's deep, meaningful, and fully aligned with your soul's vibration. And here's another reason this path feels lonely. Your depth, your spiritual clarity, your understanding of life. It doesn't match the world around you. You don't measure success by possessions or titles. You see through the illusion. You know that money is just energy, not identity, and that truth sets you apart. While society chases profit, power, and recognition, you seek purpose, authenticity, and connection. The world may not always understand you. It may even resist you. But you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to reshape it. Your presence challenges the status quo. Your light disrupts superficiality. And for some, that's uncomfortable. But don't let that discourage you. Your depth is not a burden. It's a gift. You are part of a new paradigm. One where wealth is measured not by bank accounts, but by inner richness, by peace, by purpose, by spiritual fulfillment. You're not here to be ordinary. You're here to lead with light. And now, let's bring it all together. The loneliness, the struggle, the silence, it's all divine. Every challenge you've faced is part of a greater shaping. Being chosen means being set apart, not for punishment, but for purpose. You're being aligned, strengthened, prepared. You're being equipped to live a life that transcends what the world calls success and steps into something eternal. Your pain is not pointless. It's sacred. It's building you. That loneliness you feel, it's cultivating space for relationships that will nourish your soul. Those financial struggles, they are building wisdom, resourcefulness, and a faith that can't be shaken. So if this message speaks to your spirit, let your voice be heard. Drop a comment below, give this video a like, and join our growing community of chosen ones by subscribing. We're walking this path together, and remember, you are a masterpiece in progress, complete and still evolving. Peace and light to you always. Check the pinned comment for today's affirmation, and keep reminding yourself, you are a masterpiece. Peace in progress. Peace and light.